Beverly Hills Cop 2 is a 1987 film. It's obviously the sequel to Beverly Hills Cop. And the plot of this movie is we see at the very beginning these bank robbers are robbing not just banks, just whatever they can. And we see Lieutenant Gogomil from the first movie, Ronnie Cox, who he's on to them. He's this close to figuring out what's going on with them, who they are, until they get him shot. And it looks like he dies. I mean, I for sure thought they killed Ronnie Cox. I couldn't believe it. Until you find out that no, he's going to be okay. But Eddie Murphy, Axel Foley, when he finds this out, goes back to Beverly Hills to find out who did this. Now, what I think of Beverly Hills Cop 2 is, I like this movie. I do. Again, here's another case of me watching this movie for the first time. I said in my last review that was the first time I had seen Beverly Hills Cop. It's the same for this. Ironically, the only one of these movies that I've seen was the third film, which might sound strange, but still it's true. Now, again, I like this movie. The question is, do I like it as much as the first movie? No, I don't. I think the first movie just had a lot more going for her. I thought the plot was more interesting, more original, and Eddie Murphy I just love. Now, I love Eddie Murphy here as well. He's just as funny. It's everything that he does, right? His charisma and the way how whenever he just has to walk into a room and become a different character to kind of divert whoever he's trying to con right there in front of him. Stuff like that is priceless. I love it. But also the laugh. How can you not love Eddie Murphy's laugh? I mean, I'm not doing it justice, but whenever he laughs, it makes me laugh. It's infectious. And then you bring back the characters, Sergeant Taggart and Billy Rosewood, who, I mean, the two of them are great. And I like that they're more working with Axel Foley this time around. And Rosewood especially is hilarious to watch. He's awesome, he's goofy, but he's also more of a take charge type of character this time around. So I can appreciate that. And I, again, thought that they had killed off Ronnie Cox's character from the first movie. And I thought, hey, that would have made sense, right? To make it more personal for the sequel, to up the ante and the stakes. But they don't kill him, which is a little surprising that they let him survive it. But he has a daughter, and I guess they thought killing him would be a little too rough. Now, one of the people who are robbing these places is Bridget Nielsen, who I know everybody knows from Rocky IV, but she's a big bitch, as Eddie Murphy calls her. I mean, she's huge, she's intimidating, she's scary, she could kick my ass. And I thought that made her almost a more memorable villain than the actual boss, the head boss of all of this. That guy was just kind of there. I wouldn't say anything too special. The Beverly Hills Police Department has a new chief of police who, I don't want to say he's more of an asshole than the guy from the first movie, but he's an asshole. And of course, Axel Foley's lying to him. The moment where he pretends to be that Jamaican fortune teller was really funny. And we have some cameos, some surprising cameos. Chris Rock, a very young Chris Rock, has a quick moment where he's talking to Eddie Murphy. He's like not the chauffeur, but he takes the keys to his car, his truck, actually, when they go to the Playboy Mansion. So yes, Hugh Hefner has a quick cameo. But also Gilbert Gottfried, who, I mean, how young was he back then? Because I'm more used to him being older and really annoying with that voice, and he was a lot more calmed down here, so it's like the most I've liked him, which is saying something. So again, what more can I say about Beverly Hills Cop 2? I liked it. It's not as good as the first movie, I can admit that, but it is good. It's better than the third movie, and that's coming from somebody who, I'm not going to rant on that third movie, but that's for next time. I didn't mention that this is directed by Tony Scott, which is interesting, especially what happened with Tony Scott. So going back and watching one of his films was cool. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Beverly Hills Cop? Do you think it's just as good or not as good as the first movie? Like, comment, subscribe. Later.